Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rizkian Faturahma. I'm going to talk about the application of constructivism to the teaching of intercultural communication. Okay, let's start. Cultivating intercultural communicative competence is not a process in which teacher transmit knowledge to student, but one in which student construct their intercultural communicative competence on their own initiative. By applying the constructivist theory to the teaching of intercultural communication, the author designed a model of teaching intercultural communication and elaborates the procedure in detail. This model aims to facilitate student construction of their intercultural communicative competence effectively. Next, constructivist theory. Constructivism, branch of cognitive psychology, originates from the view of several psychologists and their theories, including Pickett's cognitive development theory by Vygotsky theory of zone of proximal development by Vygotsky, and Brenner concept of discovery learning by Brenner. It reveals people's cognitive learning process and has yielded systematic teaching theories and many teaching models. Next, 1. Constructivist teaching views. 4 important views on teaching are suggested by the constructivist theory. Firstly, students should occupy the central position in the classroom and take primary responsibility in the information processing and meaning construction process, instead of being the passive receiver of external stimuli or inculcation. Learning is a process in which a student constructs meaning based on his or her own experience and what he or she already knows. Constructivism also believes that teacher's role should be changed from the traditional knowledge transmitter into facilitator, organizer, which and counselor helping students construct and assimilate new information. Next. Secondly, teaching should be carried out in real situation. Constructivism stresses that real situation and social communicative activities should be provided for students, so that they tend to be more motivated and effective in constructing knowledge and skill through problem solving in relevant contexts. Thirdly, collaborative learning is of great importance. Constructivists believe that learners develop understanding in their own way, and different individuals perceive the same problem from different viewpoints. Therefore, cooperation among learners enhances abundance, profound and comprehensive understanding of knowledge. Fourthly, copious resources should be provided so that students can make use of a variety of information to achieve a comprehensive and intensive understanding of knowledge. Next. Number 2, constructivist teaching models. Based on the above stated view of teaching, constructivists put forward various teaching approaches and models, with the following 4 being the most influential. Number 1, random access instruction means learner can have random access to the learning object in different ways, and from so as to gain the understanding and interpretation of the question from different aspects. Number 2, scaffolding instruction. Scaffold, which is used in architecture, is used in constructivism to illustrate vividly a kind of teaching model. A teacher or more competent peer helps the student in his or her zone of proximal development. In this process, teachers guide the learners to master, construct, and internalize to knowledge and skill, so that learners can pursue their cognitive activities at higher levels. Next. Number 3, situated or answered instruction uses typical, authentic, fake, and example as answered, leading learners to feel and experience in the real situation, to solve problems in real situation, so that the learners can gain a deep perception of the object nature, law, and their connect with other objects. This is also called problem-based instruction. Number 4, top-down instruction. Traditional bottom-up. Instruction is taught by constructivists, who believes that it is so sort of oversimplified teaching. They hold that top-down instruction is more effective for it firstly present holistic text and provides tools for students to facilitate their understanding and solution of problems. Next, the application of constructivist theory to the teaching of intercultural communication. The objective of teaching intercultural communication is to familiarize students with the basic theories in the intercultural communication, let them realize the tradition, custom, people thinking habits, cognitive pattern, and cooperative attitudes in the target culture, improve student sensitivity and tolerance to culture difference, enable them to deal with cultural difference flexibility, as well as help them construct awareness and competence of the target culture so that they can communicate appropriately and effectively in intercultural circumstances. Next, constructivist theory believes that operating situation, especially authentic ones, is a prerequisite of meaning construction. In the teaching of intercultural communication, teachers can make full use of multimedia to present geographical features, natural sceneries, historical interests, traditional and custom, by vivid and concrete means such as picture, photo, video, and cartoon. Students can directly perceive the exotic atmosphere. Those abstract and comprehensive concepts such as worldview, outlook, cultural orientation, cultural adaptation, and cultural shock. Time and space can be either present with written language or reproduced with cartoon. Teacher should also create an intercultural atmosphere and in an authentic pragmatic context so that the student can directly perceive the communicative function of language. Such meaningful communication always occur in specific contexts. Next, constructivist theory suggests that social instruction plays a key role in knowledge construction. In teaching intercultural communication, teachers can organize students to carry out collaborative learning in a simulated situation. Classroom activities such as role-playing through situation and goal, role-playing through debate and discussion, simulation activities and improvisation enable students to personal experience the process of intercultural communication, even cultural embracement and shock. Such an interaction helps students to achieve concrete communicative skill in dynamic intercultural circumstances. Besides, classroom discussion can provide students with opportunities to express their own opinion and attitude toward target culture, make their own judgment and interpretation of cultural phenomena, and finally, construct intercultural communicative competence on their own initiative. Next, model of teaching intercultural communication under the guidance and constructivist theory. Number 1, designing environment and putting question. Number 2, putting up scaffold. Number 2, putting up scaffold. The teacher begins to introduce to the student new concept speak act, explicit speak act, implicit speak act, felicity condition, and explain with example. This is a process of offering conceptual framework. Then the teacher provides student with adequate example of speak act. Number 3, independent exploration. Divide student into group of 4 with their different gender, character, interests, and abilities mixed together. Each group probes into one kind of speak act. The teacher should then directly tell students what to do and how to do. But help them to determine learning objective and make a learning plan so that each group member is to undertake a task different from others. Next. Number 4, collaborative learning. Based on individual construction, group members gather their findings, discuss and negotiate meaning, and finally complete their research report. In this process, students think actively, participate in discussion, and explain their own views. Through such an interaction with peers, learning contents, and social environment, students can widen and deepen their construction of meaning and extend their skill and knowledge to the fullest potential. Number 5, achievement presentation. Each group presents their research finding in class. All the group members are involved in the presentation of corporate to reply the queries and argument from the teacher and others group. Through argument and communication among the whole class, student knowledge scale is broadened. They have an overall comprehension of cultural difference in different types or speak aid. Thus, achieve a complete construction of the knowledge. In addition, by replying to query and argument, the presenter transforms from passive receiver of knowledge into active constructor and presenter of meaning. Next. Number 6, effect evaluation. Presentation is followed by evaluation, which can take the forms of self-evaluation, peer evaluation, other group evaluation, and teacher evaluation. The object of evaluation include form of learning effect on learners' abilities in various aspects, reflecting and summarizing their own learning process help to foster inventive, creative, and critical learners. Number 7, knowledge application. Finally, it is the teacher who makes a summary, highlight the important knowledge and skill, and assign the written homework. The objective of the assessment is to enable students to use what have been learned in real-life flexibility. Next. Conclusion. Constructivist approach to the teaching of intercultural communication sets an even higher demand on teacher in the following aspect. Number 1, create authentic situation to evoke student motivation and raise their interest in learning. Number 2, raise proper question to activate student schema and enhance their critical thinking. Number 3, design various activities to involve students in autonomous learning and collaborative learning. Number 4, summarize and highlight important knowledge and skill to raise student construction to a higher level. Number 5, design interesting tasks to help students apply what they have learned to real practice. In word, teacher quality is the key to effective implementation of the constructivist approach. So that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.